Hello, hello, and welcome back to Happy Time, Happy Money podcast. And I'm your host, Viktoriia Miracle. And this interview you can find not only on podcast app or Spotify, you actually can find it on YouTube and see us in person, in real. If you are interested in that, just go on the link on under episode and watch it as well, not just listening. But if you're driving, don't do that. And today we have Steve Max that lives in Florida and 12 years in leadership and 10 plus years in work from home entrepreneurship. Writer and public speaker, married and lives in actually Miami, not just Florida. And his main focus is currently on cryptocurrency education. Hi, and welcome, Steve.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, so good to have you. And I always love that when I see leadership in the bio, it's like so exciting, as I'm very excited, very passionate about leadership work. And I think it is something that we get to all focus. So why well, hold on, before that question, actually I would love to learn more about you. And first, how did you got in all of this? And like this huge experience, and how did you start it on working from home 10 years ago when nobody was even thinking about it?
Well, I think it all really started. I was doing nonprofit work for a long time. So I really had a heart for impacting people and, seeing people become their best selves and getting out of bad situations. I didn't go through the best situations growing up. And so when I, got older, I said, you know what, I want to help other people. And so that really started everything. And then I got to a point when I was doing nonprofit work that I realized I need to make more money, right? I need to be able to get to that next level. And nonprofit work may not get me there. And so even though I had a heart for nonprofit work, and I still do, I realized entrepreneurship was going to be a big deal. And so at that point, I started to figure, how can I earn money on part-time basis and on the side? And, that led me through a few different types of businesses, which now led me to obviously what I would consider the biggest opportunity now in this age, which is, trading, cryptocurrency and, the digital world. So yeah, started in nonprofit, realized the need to make extra money, joined entrepreneurship and been going at it ever since.
That's amazing. Well, so what, coming back to our my first thought question that I wanted to ask, why do you focus on leadership through entrepreneurship?
Yeah. So, I realized, same heart that I had for nonprofit. I realized, people need leadership and guidance. I think, we live in a world right now where, most people that I know are being raised with maybe single parents and a lot of different situations. There's not that intentionality, I think, that there was before in the world. So I think that people need leadership more than ever. People need coaching more than ever. And so I started looking at my business as a way to help guide and lead people to their better selves, right? So even though it's for-profit work, I think we could have that heart of nonprofit, which is, hey, I do this to help people. I do this to impact people. I do this to help people get to that next level. So yeah, leadership is important to me, and helping guide people to the next level and doing it through business, I think is the way to go right now.
Let's open up a little bit, just leadership. Like, what is it, leadership, and how do you understand that?
Yeah. I think leadership is taking people to a place that they didn't know they wanted to go, right? So a lot of times, people have ambitions, they have thoughts, they have ideas, but I think good leadership means you're able to kind of lead them into the direction of where they don't even know they want to get to, and getting them there, along the way, and guiding people. So I think leadership is important because I think most people are lost, especially younger people. You're when you get out of high school, you're trying to figure out what to do. They try to sell you on college. Most of us got college degrees. Many people, all these student loans for things they're not even using. So I think there's a lot of confusion right now in the world. And then you look at what's going on right now. Think about this: the job market is just different. So people are going to college, they're getting master's degrees and all these things. And most of them are not able to even afford the degree that they got with the jobs that they get. So I think right now more than ever, leadership is important to help guide people into what's really working, help mentor through what's not working, and just give people solutions. I think an important part of leadership is, just bringing solutions to people and helping them along the way.
I love that. And I also think that they get to find their own solutions. The more you
Good.
dig deeper into like finding the solution for a problem, the better leader you become itself for yourself.
That's
And
good. Yeah.
once you become better leader for yourself, then you can do anything. And you said that they're not able to afford when we're learning something, and then we're not able to even afford when we go to a job, the same job or living expenses. That's insane. And that's where crypto, it's changing the world. So
Yep.
let's dive into more of a crypto. So like, what is the big deal about cryptocurrency?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to look at what's currently going on. So for I don't know how long, right? The US dollar has been the staple currency for the majority of the world. It's what basically was always used to trade for oil, on a global level. And now what we're seeing is, the Federal Reserve's printing all this money. There's all this money going out in the US all the time. So we're seeing things happen where the US dollar is now deflating. Or I'm sorry, there's inflating. Yeah.
Inflation. Yeah.
Yeah. So the inflation is massive. So what we're seeing is, and this really started, when you look at Bitcoin, right? The first cryptocurrency, 2009, it was after the big financial collapse of 2008. The creator of Bitcoin really had the heart set on, we need to do something that's bigger than the banking system. And what he started, what we're seeing right now, at the time of this recording, I mean, it's 2021, it's about to be 2022, right? Crazy. And what we're seeing now is the fruit of what was started in 2008, 2009, which is now, things are collapsing, things are not looking good. And crypto is that answer, right? And whether for good or for bad, crypto is revolutionizing everything. And we're seeing, NFTs now, the metaverse, right? So the big thing about crypto is that it's the future, and the future is now, and it's becoming mainstream right now. So I think people just need to really pay attention to what's going on.
I like, when you said it's a future, and I always say it's a future, but it's already present. It's that there's no future, it's already happening, it's here. When people say it's like, it's far, oh, I don't understand, it's not really in main use, like it is already like happening like crazy. You can get a card and just spend your crypto now. And I think in crypto.com in America, and there's like few things, in Europe and in Russia one, and all this part of the world also like catching up. So super exciting. Super exciting. You said about NFT and metaverse. So let's talk about NFTs.
Yeah.
What I know, you are like deep in NFTs, and you're like, there's a NFT marketplace that is launching. So let's talk more about, okay, what is NFT?
Yeah. So NFTs, non-fungible token, right? The idea is, and this is how I put it to people, right? Crypto's been around for a while. But the thing about cryptocurrency is you've never been able to see it. You've never been able to feel it. You've never been able to touch it. So it's always been just imaginary numbers, right? I mean, they're real numbers, but it's all on a computer screen. What NFTs are doing is that now we can visually see crypto, which is crazy, right? Or at least we can see visual representations of what's happening on the blockchain. So what's beautiful about this is that people that don't understand crypto can understand NFTs. And what I mean by that is, when you buy your first NFT and you own it, and you see it on your computer screen or on your phone or on your, your Apple Watch, right? Or your smart watch, something happens, something changes. And not that long ago, it happened for me. I bought my first NFT, it was a little bit more than a half an Ethereum. And I said, did I just do this? But when I bought that NFT and I saw it, something happened. And I'll tell you what, I still got that original NFT. It's deep in profits right now. And I'll tell you, it changes the game. So NFTs is going to change everything from ownership. So for instance, let me give you an example. Right now, you buy a car, you pay that car off, and there's a title loan or a title that you have to get for the car, right? And the title document. You have to go into a place, you got to apply for it, they give you a piece of paper. If that piece of paper is lost, if somebody forges on it, they steal your car, they could sell it, right? So everything's based on a piece of paper. But what if that piece of paper is now an NFT? It cannot be duplicated, replicated, cannot be stolen. It's on the blockchain, right? And so now, what if our documentations are NFTs? What if companies, right? I like to use the idea of the Wendy's Slurp, the Wendy's Frosty. So back in the day, I mean, some people still do it. You could go to Wendy's for 99 cents and buy a card, and you can get a mini Frosty every time you go to Wendy's because you have this card. What if that's an NFT that they scan on your phone and you could sell that NFT in the marketplace? So the idea, guys, is NFTs are changing the world. Pay attention. It's not just art. I mean, you've got the metaverse with, Facebook now. It's literally, what I like to say is this. It's not about going to Mars. People will go to Mars, but more people will go in their computers. That's NFTs. That's the metaverse.
Oh, I love that. It was just so interesting. We were just speaking about going to Mars like earlier with my friend. She's like, don't you want to go to Mars? And I'm like, I know, I feel like there's so much more to see here. Like, why would I want to go to Mars? There's nothing in the Mars. I mean, I can see the Earth, but I mean, what can you do in Mars? The Mars is here. Mars is for real, it's here. So what else can you do with NFTs? Let's just give more examples for people to understand.
So imagine, and it's crazy, we've been talking this for a long time, but imagine for yourself digital clothing. So imagine that, it's like a digital piece, right? But instead of you going in and buying different fabrics, different NFTs come out, say Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Tommy Hilfiger, whatever, and the shirt changes. So you buy the NFT, but it's the same piece of digital clothing, and the shirt changes to the clothing that was sold. So, hey, listen, Louis V just came out with a brand new line. You don't even have to go to the store, right? You literally go online, buy it, and whatever you're wearing changes, right? So just to give you some ideas. So your favorite brands can do clothing, the metaverse experiences. So now, you're living in the metaverse. People are going to be able to possibly even work from the metaverse. So imagine instead of going to the office, you put on your virtual reality or however it is that it pans out, and you're going to be sitting next to your coworkers in your house, but in the metaverse, you're sitting next to people, and people have their jobs in the metaverse. Guess what? You need clothing, right? So now in the metaverse, you buy metaverse clothing, right? Those are all NFTs. I'll give you a great example.
Let's all look like a SpongeBob, and you don't need the clothing.
Yeah. I mean, you can have fun with it, right? I think imagination.
You don't need to spend for any clothing. You're just going to be a SpongeBob.
So absolutely, and NFT gaming, I think, is an important thing to understand too. So, for people that have played video games, typically you play these video games, you get to certain levels, you collect certain things, but there's nothing financial to it. Now, all the things you collect, the characters that you grow and develop, you can sell those, right? So there's just a lot of opportunities with NFTs where I think people that think it's a fad don't understand it yet, but it's here to stay. That's for sure.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, we can speak about it so much, and I want to still kind of make it more like, what is your favorite NFT? Let's just give it more like tangible thing that we can go and look at online. Like, what is the ones that you are excited at the moment?
So one of the favorites that I'm in right now, there's two projects specifically. One's called Gambling Apes. Okay, it's on OpenSea, and they literally have online casinos. They just got their casino license, and so basically, if you own a gambling ape, you're going to be able to collect residuals on the profits of the casinos. And one of their casinos is going to be in the metaverse, where you're going to be able to walk into it, and you're going to be able to actually play in a actual casino, but it's all in the metaverse. So
that is dope. It's like you don't need to go to Vegas. You can just wear your glasses. Imagine putting this SpongeBob dress.
Yeah.
Nicer dress. Okay, some nicer dress for Vegas. And then like walk in and just like scroll Russian roulette.
Hey, exactly.
And get hookers. I'm kidding.
Hey,
but
and then there's another project which is really cool. I know that Dubai's in your future. There's a project called Billionaire Apes. Okay, yeah,
Universe of Apes.
Party Ape Billionaire Club. Now these guys are amazing. They're based out of Dubai, but the developers are really, really amazing. It's still very affordable to get in compared to a lot of other projects. But I'm actually a crypto speaker for their community. and they're going to be doing fusing soon and stuff. And, really their whole thought process is really about building a community of entrepreneurs. So I would say those are the two projects to look at, is the Billionaire Apes, Party 8 Billionaire Club, and the Gambling Apes. So a whole lot of apes and monkeys.
Yeah. What was your first NFT? You said that you bought it and you still own it. And what is it?
It's the Gambling Ape. So the Gambling Ape was my first NFT.
Wow.
Yeah, it started it all. Yeah.
Wow, that is cool. So what cryptocurrencies you invest in, right? NFTs.
Yeah.
What's cryptocurrencies that you're excited about?
Listen, I think you can't go wrong with the basics. So, big on Bitcoin, obviously, over a long period of time, that's granddaddy right there. Outside of some major shift in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin's always going to be big. Ethereum, outside of the challenge that it's having with the gas fees, Ethereum is definitely my biggest hold right now in crypto is Ethereum. And then, a couple of smaller coins, which are still big coins. You've got Solana, you've got XRP. Believe it or not, I like the thought of XRP. I see the future in it as an investor, right? I know there's a lot of crypto people that hate XRP, but here's what I'll tell you is, and it's the same thing with NFTs. You don't have to like something to make money on it. So XRP is one of those things that if it beats the SEC lawsuit that it has, XRP is going to be massive, and right now it's very, very affordable. So those are some projects, and then some smaller cap coins that I'm looking at. Omi, also known as Ecomi, fantastic NFT coin, and Atari. Funny enough, game developer from the 70s and 80s, they've got major stake in the metaverse. They're working, I believe it's on a metaverse casino also. So Atari's also has a lot of opportunity. So those are some coins I think that everybody should be looking at right now.
I don't know when I'm going to release those interviews, but it's very interesting because I shared with you today, I recorded the interview before you, and because I'm moving to Dubai and you guys going to hear that probably before that episode, that also another guest recommended Atari and Ecomi. That is so interesting.
Wow.
Right. So if you listen and you've listened to the other episode and you're listening to this, right, it's something. If two people recommend the same two coins, I'm like, for sure, you guys got to get some. If you don't own any at the moment, definitely just go look at them, learn about the project and see if you like it. And that's what I always say in crypto. Invest in something that you like and you understand, you understand where they're going, you understand what they're doing, because this way, when things are going to happen in the bad or good or up or down, you will understand, okay, do you want to still hold on to these tokens? Because you don't want to hold on for tokens for 20 years, right? We all in crypto to change the world, but also make profit, and absolutely normal. But you cannot, profit of something. I mean, luck, there is luck, but you cannot profit on something if you don't understand the project and if you're not following the news. And if you don't like the project, you're not going to follow the news.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to be into it to buy anything. So there is no financial advices here though in this.
Absolutely.
Definitely
do your own research, guys. Do your own research.
Research.
These are the projects I'm looking at, but not making any recommendations.
Exactly. So I know also that you've done before retirement plans and everything like this. And how do you see it, and how do you see it working out with more, let's say, elder people, like more people that are, because crypto is very high risk.
Yeah.
It's very high risk. And what I know people usually recommend is not to go in high risk when you're like over 40 or something.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
So here's, interestingly, statistically, most people don't have enough to retire, right? So, I mean, you're looking at like 95% of people aren't even close to retiring anyways. So here's my thought process on it. And again, we go back to, we're not making recommendations. We're just getting people to think for themselves, and everybody makes their own decisions. But here's what I would really think through. I remember when I was in the retirement world, I remember talking to specific family members and trying to put a retirement plan for them. And there was not a number that was possible for them that they could afford to invest and still hit retirement. And what I mean by that is, if you don't have 30 or 40 years to invest, which none of us know if we have that, but if you're old enough right now, if you're in your 60s, or 50s and you haven't started to invest for your retirement, it's going to be really challenging for you to even hit the numbers you need for retirement. So here's what I would say is I would probably come up with a budget. I would get educated, by the way, make sure you get educated, come up with a budget and allocate some funds into cryptocurrency, into the new wave. Okay. Doesn't mean put all your funds in there. Doesn't mean stop investing in traditional ways. But what it means is that you can diversify and you can put a certain percentage of your income or your assets into projects like NFTs, like digital land. I mean, listen, I know some people that did very well. The minute that Facebook said that they're changing the meta, all digital land exploded. So what I would say, especially to older folks, is look, you want to pay attention to this, because here's what I've been telling people. And obviously I know we're going to talk about how they can follow me later. I mean, reach out to me if you guys need any help. But here's what I'll tell you is that because of Bitcoin halving and because of what's going on in the world right now, without getting into details, the next 4 to 5 years, you could see tremendous gains if you pick the right projects, right? It doesn't mean everything's going to win. It doesn't mean everything's going to have profits, but if you pick a few of the right ones, right, you have a tremendous opportunity for upside, because some of these projects and coins, you're looking at 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x. I mean, there's a coin that I'd rather not even mention, but if you put $100 into it a year ago, right, it's one of these meme coins. I don't mess with meme coins, but you can make money on them. If you were to put $100 into one of them just a year and a half ago, you'd be sitting on millions of dollars. So pick the right projects. There's a lot of opportunity. Doesn't matter how old you are. Just don't put all your money into random stuff, because I think that's a scary thing to do too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we joked about, in Shibu and Flocky on this podcast, because I accidentally kind of like put $100 into Flocky and made like 500 out of it, and I'm like, I'm done, I'm good. I don't want to even like hold on to it because there's so much hype. And yeah, it definitely they put something that you don't care to lose. If I lose this 100, I won't be upset. I don't think so. But yeah, if I put there 5,000 and it's not going to work well, I'm definitely going to be upset. So don't risk. It's like FOMO on crypto market. It's real. You don't want to be in that in emotional state when you invest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very logical. Yeah, super cool. Thank you very much. So much awesome information and value for the audience. And thank you for coming on today, Steve. Where audience can find you and learn from you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the best place to find me is on Instagram. My name is Max the Mentor. Okay. At Max the Mentor on Instagram. That's the best way right now to find me. And there's a lot of fake profiles. There's a lot of weird stuff out there. So make sure it's MaxThementor. And if you shoot me a message, I'm pretty good.
It will be in the show notes. So that make sure you just go there and, click on those. So that is definitely one thing also. And on crypto market, good to you mentioned, there is a lot of people that are messaging you and saying like, let's exchange some crypto, or give me loan me $100. They're playing on a story of people that they are kind of getting fake profile from. So if you ever in crypto market getting message, DM from someone offering you something in terms of financial things before you actually know them, like if Steve will say, hey, there's this project, like, do you want to go in? I'll be like, sure, because I know him, and I'll be like, cool, I can take a look at. But like, there is no way real people will message you and do any financial business before knowing you. So it's 100% scam. So be really careful. I don't think I touched on that yet. So I think it's a good place to say.
Real quick, Viktoriia, I just want to add to that. I think an important thing that I tell people is this, get educated for yourself and be very cautious of people, especially new people you don't know, random people telling you, send me funds and I'll trade for you, I'll invest for you. Here's what I'll tell you is, I don't do that for people. I educate, I share with people what I'm doing, and people make their own decisions. And I think that's the best way to go. I've heard too many people get burned sending funds to people, and then either they lose the funds or they disappear. So anyways, that's my 2 cents on that.
So just remember, there's no magic trader. If trader can do a 1% a day, he doesn't need your money, because probably from 1,000, he's making almost $1 million in a year. So just think of it, why he will want to message you and ask for money. Just make a logic. I mean, thinking, why will anybody message if they are so magical and they can make their own money out of the air and from nowhere? So why to ask for 100 or 1,000 or $10,000 from anybody?
Yeah.
I've heard bad stories.
Oh, have I? It's terrible.
Thank you so much again for coming, and for all of you, thank you so much for watching or listening. Look, if you want to watch, I know people tell me I don't know where to watch it. It's Viktoriia Miracle YouTube. So if you want to just get through, like, on afterplay on your ears on the sport, just go there and watch it. And always appreciate the subscribe, like, and comment. And yeah, do reach out and follow Steve. And he's just master in NFT and all the crypto. And if you are in Florida, totally go follow him.
Absolutely.
So good to meet you. And yeah, I'll see you next week. It is on the next episode. Bye.